SOKOL 210. Let's take a look at this one first. I had it working last night. I put batteries in it and I loosened the screw up on the back and started popping it open, and it started working. So it's some type of open. And I will say this is an absolutely kick-ass radio. This will keep up with your transoceanic in mint condition. As far as sensitivity and selectivity goes, these Soviet radios are just the best at that. And also, as a side note, I heard that Radio Country and Radio Country Disney are going away into 2021 next year. And I was thinking about AM radio, and I think it is a little bit doomed based on just the electricity consumption of it. You know, we have this, we're moving into a more green administration and you know, green future, and I think a lot of people don't understand that the only way to cut carbon production is to reduce use. And it's pretty simple. I can summarize it like this. Every gallon of gasoline burned produces 19 pounds of CO2. So if you have a car that's getting 10 miles per gallon, it's putting out twice the CO2 as one that's getting 20 miles per gallon. So how does that relate to AM radio? Well, you know, electricity and coal and carbon production and natural gas, and you know, when you're running a 50 kilowatt transmitter 24 hours a day, when electricity is, you know, a couple dollars per kilowatt, then the only way to, you know, get that bill down is to reduce that power. And you know, it's just, the future is going to be very different with what's coming. And I don't think a lot of people understand how it's going to affect their quality of life when they have to give up, you know, everything but electric, and electric is super expensive. So, I mean, they already banned natural gas in all new construction in the Bay Area. So, and I'm not anti-electric car. I would love to have an electric car. I think the technology is great and getting better, and once the batteries get perfected, it's going to be the future anyway. So who knows what the future of AM is. It's a big power hog like shortwave. Okay, so there's a screw under here. Maybe that's the one I was missing. And there we go, look at that. Let me try and do this and not shake. Start thinking about $8 a gallon gasoline and I start shaking. Beautifully built. No internal IF capacitors. They're all external. These little orange things right here, these are the transistors. And of course there's a black one, and then your audio output are those. I forget that package, but this thing is bitchin'.
His hands on him and healed him. So when this was done, others also which had diseases in the island came, and who also honored us with many honors. And when we departed, they laded us with such things as were necessary. And after 3 months we departed in a ship of Alexandria, which had wintered in the isle, whose sign was Castor and Pollux. And landing at Syracuse, we tarried there 3 days. And from thence we fetched a compass and came to Rhegium. And after 1 day the south wind blew, and we...
I'm starting to think maybe the problem was, well, there was this paper insulation. Maybe this was, because this is grounded. Maybe it was touching. Maybe it was a short, not an open. Because I'm not seeing it here. Basically, when I opened this, when I loosened this screw right here, and then opened it up a little bit, it started working. So I'm not seeing any opens.
He said unto them, Men and brethren, though I have committed nothing against the people or customs of our, yet was I delivered prisoner from Jerusalem into the hands of the Romans, who, when they had examined me, would have let me go, because there was no cause of death in me. But when the Jews
No cause of death in me. Okay, I see how this goes. You have to assemble this kind of backwards with the back on first. Yeah, it goes together like this. Seems good. So interesting, I put it back together and it's dead again. Okay, problem not fixed. Maybe this was touching the speaker. That's the only thing I can see here.
68 right now at 12:07. Well, more businesses will be shut down and actions imposed tonight as regions available hospital ICU.
I think I found it.
Finding available people to staff local hospitals in the next 15 minutes. 12:15. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the.
So the problem with this is these wires here, and I'm trying to figure out, they're just not long enough to not get pinched by the speaker when you put it together. And I actually see the problem. It's not that the wire is, well, it is that the wire is too short, but the solder is broken. Let me see if I can find it here in the camera. See it there? That's the problem. Okay, going back together, it's kind of nice when you find a fault like that in an intermittent like this, and you know you got it.
To refinance again. Think about it. You can be mortgage free in just. You've already talked.
2560.
Confident calling. Analysis at 866-74.
Never sounded so.
74 Prime or visit Prime Tours Funding.
Equal housing lender. Call for additional information. NMLS ID. Que ustedes vayan a ocupar, pero pues en 71 11/20/2020. Informing loan subject to change based on credit score. Instead of $100 term refinance. Additional restrictions.
Limits that are out there.
I think we said early.
Did I put this back together wrong? I don't think so.
And now the Jets are up.
This sucker is so selective that between KNX 1070 and Radio Disney, which I said is going away, it gets the sports station out of Tijuana without any bleed over.
What was the only winless team in the league up to this point?
Carrero.
That's
5 minutes. When
Offense down by just 4 points.
California in just over 11 hours. We'll have more on that coming up in the next 15 minutes. Right now, 12:45. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s. Here's Manny Pacheco.
Los Angeles is made up. Number 1.
This is Rob Parker. Here's what's trending from the iHeart.
All in one day. So we're extending our Black Friday sale till December 6th.
This is a badass radio.
I'm going to ask our guest, Dr. Williams, if you will pray that wonderful.
This is really buried in the mud.
This is your miracle moment.
Pray this with me. Say this, Dear Lord Jesus,